Good morning. Welcome to Weed Web Recovery. Today is Thursday, July 7th. I'm Ryan W. This is my boy Bobby W. He's
Good
got
morning.
tons of energy this morning. We're going to get some of that out here today. All right, we're going to start with the Just for Today. One aspect of our spiritual awakening comes through the new understanding of our higher power that we develop by sharing another addict's recovery. Basic text, page 52. We've heard it said that we often see God most clearly in one another. We see the truth of this when we practice our 12th step. When we carry the recovery message to another addict, we sense the presence of a power greater than ourselves. And as we watch the message take hold, we realize something else. It's the message that brings recovery, not the messenger. A higher power, not our own power, is the source of the change that begins when we carry the message to a still suffering addict. As the message does its work, transforming the life of another addict, we see a higher power in action. We watch as acceptance and hope replace denial and despair. Before our very eyes, the first traces of honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness begin to appear. Something's happening inside this person, something bigger and more powerful than either of us.
Yes, Lord.
We're watching the God we've come to understand at work in someone's life. We see the higher power in them, and we know with greater certainty than ever that this higher power is in us too, as the force driving our recovery. Just for today, as I carry the message of recovery to other addicts, I will try to pay attention to the power behind the message. Today, as I watch other addicts recover, I will try to recognize the God in them so I can better recognize the God in myself. Right. 24 hours a day. We had become hopelessly sick people, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. The power that controlled us was greater than ourselves. It was John Barleycorn. Many drinkers have said, I hadn't gone that far. I hadn't lost my job on account of drink. I still had my family. I managed to keep out of jail. True. I took too much sometimes, and I guess I managed to make quite an ass of myself when I did. But I still thought I could control my drinking. I didn't really believe that I was an alcoholic. If I was one of these, have I fully changed my mind? Meditation for the day. Painful as the present time may be, you will one day see the reason for it. You will see that it was not only testing, but also a preparation for the life work which you are to do. Have faith that your prayers and aspirations will someday be answered. Answered in a way that perhaps seems painful to you, but is the only right way. Selfishness and pride often make us want things that are not good for us. They need to be burned out of our natures. We must be rid of the blocks which are holding us back before we can expect our prayers to be answered. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may be willing to go through a time of testing. I pray that I may trust God for the outcome. Thanks, Bobby. Primarily fear that we would lose something we already possessed or would fail to get something we demanded. Living upon a basis of unsatisfied demands, we were in a state of continual disturbance and frustration. Therefore, no peace was to be had unless we could find a means of reducing these demands. The difference between a demand and a simple request is plain to anyone. Peace is possible for me only when I let go of expectations, when I'm trapped in thoughts about what I want and what should be coming to me. I'm in a state of fear, anxious anticipation, and this is not conducive to emotional sobriety. I must surrender over and over to the reality of my dependence on God, for then I'll find peace, gratitude, and spiritual security. Yeah, those two, the last two, the 24 hours and the thought for the day, tells you can't, your wants are going to send you in the wrong direction. I don't know how true that might be for me in my life, but it led me to sitting here today. You know, I think now I want less. You know, I don't have the wants and desires because I'm not trying to fill a void, you know, and I think that's what I did before. I replaced the void in my own self with material things. Which, you know, money never buys happiness, right?
Wow.
You know that.
Yes.
Everybody says it. Everybody says it, but you know, you don't know what happiness is until you actually achieve it. So I love the fact that my wants and desires are lessened today. I'm genuinely happy because I have things in my life that are important to me, but I also have myself. And living in this world with myself, comfortably is something that's just new. And so it's made me happy. So, I see all the readings today talking about want and desire and self-will, and for me, I just don't have those desires for material things like I did before. And I'm riding that out and seeing where that takes me. But I know my higher power's got me, and that makes me happy. So, what did you get out of it today?
Yeah. Do you see what I see? Right? And that was the song. But also, the first thing came to mind, right? It's like, remember, it was a movie, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Yeah.
And the mirror always told the truth.
Yeah.
It always told the truth, right? So it's like, now I'm asking the question again, do you see what I see? And inside the readings today was talking about, I'm saying, I can see some growth in somebody else. But the only reason I can see it because I know there's growth in me. And I'm also going to say to both ends, right? The pendulum swings, right? I speak about how you can see me here, you can see me here, and you can see me there, right? All the way through, right? Because some things some people do, I still like doing. Truth, right? So the mirror shows me when I see somebody, like, as we grew up back and when I come from, right, we would say, I just watch the moves you make. And I can know what you're doing. Right? So I can see what you're doing just by what you're not doing. Right? And so it's understood. So I want to make that, I want to break it down to make it seem a little more clearer, right? Do you see what I see? And so when I see what somebody doing, it's like, dang, I might still like that or I don't like it. So the mirror telling me all the way, don't just go half the way, go all the way so I can realize, as they say, play the tape all the way back, right? Do I like that enough to make me go back to doing what I was doing to get me back to where I'm at today at the beginning and have to start over again, Or is the mirror telling me that's what it's going to get you? And I said, I don't want to do that no more.
Right.
So mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me the truth. And I think about that, right? So it's both sides, right? That's need to be seen.
Right.
Both sides need to be seen, right? All of it, right? So I continue to say, do you see what I see? I need to see what you're seeing, right? Yeah. God showed me who I am. So now I can see myself in others. And now I can see what God doing with them. An incident yesterday was, wow, it was some fury, some fire. And I was heated, mad because of the situation, right? And I said, I did the right thing. But I was still feeling some kind of way. But then I realized that I didn't glorify what I done. I was thanking God that he did it. And I could see the growth. So it came back after hours later. And the person came back and they apologized wholeheartedly. And I felt the sincerity in that, the sincerity in that. And I seen that how that they were growing.
Right.
Even through pain.
Right.
So mirror, mirror on the wall. Right. Tell me the truth. Thanks for letting me share.
Guys, have a great day. We'll see you again soon.